There are so many reviews on products online that you can go literally insane trying to figure out what you need and whom to listen. So why should you listen to me? First of all, I have 2.5 subscribers, so you know I'm not sponsored and my review is honest. Second of all, I tried most of those products in different shades, so I can compare not just different products of different brands, I can compare the products in between the same line, just different shades. And as a student of a makeup academy, I'm now more strict in choosing my makeup because I need the products that are more versatile and work for the most faces, as many faces as possible. So let's jump into my personal review of the best products of 2024. Hello YouTube, my name is Vesta. I am a student in a beauty academy working towards my professional certification as a makeup artist. Here on this channel I share what I learned, my mistakes, and hopefully progress. So stay with me and see if I can become a real professional. My first and the most important thing on this rating is a spatula and a metal plate. Though you might not need this for your home use, for me as a makeup artist student, it's crucial to work with those, and I have to make sure that everything I touch, I only touch with this and transfer all of my products on the metal plate. It guarantees that all my actions are the most sanitary as possible, and if you come to a makeup artist, make sure that your makeup artist actually does it. If she doesn't, it's a very bad sign. So for me, this is a tool that I use even for my personal makeup, and it's extremely convenient. This wonderful metal spatula regulates how much of the product you want to take. You don't put your dirty fingers inside of the little boxes, and I know they're not dirty from your point of view, but the second you touch anything, it becomes dirty. So to keep your products for as long as possible sanitary and fresh, this is the best tool that you can use. And after every use, you touched something, you put it on a palette. The next thing you do, you use alcohol to sanitize the spatula. You wipe it clean with the tissue, and you can repeat again. So as you can see, alcohol can be actually your friend. Just make sure this is a very strong one, the rubbing alcohol, that's at least 70%. Very high on my list is my favorite foundation. I might be a little bit biased here because this is the foundation I'm training with, but in my life I've tried so many different brands and none of them were, in my opinion, as good as that one. So it's Makeup Forever HD Skin. It's medium cover, but it's buildable. That means that you can put one layer, let your skin absorb it, and then you can layer more in the areas which need additional treatment. You can also put powder in between layers and it will still look great. It doesn't cake. Of course, you can, if you're talented enough, you can make any foundation cake, but this one is really easy to use. And for me, as someone who does makeup on different people, that's all my foundations that I have. As you can see, I'll show all of them to you. This one is an extremely light shade. It's the lightest and it's the neutral one. Another neutral shade, it's this one is warm, this one is more cold. I hope you can see the difference. Then I have quite a medium warm foundation, and this one it's almost dark chocolate color. So the idea of having all of these is that I can mix them up on my metal plate with a spatula, and I can build absolutely any shade to recreate the person's skin that sits in front of me. Especially this one is fascinating. I mostly work because I'm in Canada. I mostly work with girls of light complexion, but I also I was also very lucky to work with girls that are darker, and actually this shade is really great because you can build up to the darkest possible shade with it, and if you need it lighter, you just mix it with one of these. So it works really great. There hasn't been a single time when I couldn't recreate the color just with these four. It's really great that you can, if you are cold undertoned, like me, I'm on the colder side. This foundation is really, really great. Now let me actually show you. Let's blend it a little bit. I'll take the medium shade. It's rather warm, and I'll take this lightest one, which is colder. It's not really cold, but it's cold to neutral. So we'll just mix them up and we'll see what we have. So I have both of them on my plate. I'll bring it closer to you so you can see. This process is very close to artists when they mix paints. This is, as far as I understand, this is pretty much what they do. So I have a relatively light shade here, which is warm, but not too warm because I balanced it with the colder shade. And we can actually, it's too intense for me. However, let's test it. I will take my my foundation brush. I'll take just a little bit, like this. And normally, I would test it on the side of the cheek, going down to your neck, like this. So we can clearly see that it's way too intense, but it blends nicely. It's a beautiful, beautiful color. It's very natural, and you can layer it very easily. And as you can see, it doesn't cake. It's just almost perfect. I still had some problems with it when a person in front of me sitting in the chair had extremely, extremely dry skin. Again, we're in Canada and now it's a cold time of the year, so it happens more than you would like. Actually, I also have this problem. The only way to treat it is to do some mild peeling of your face and then moisturize it really a lot. Ideally, first you apply serum, then cream, then you give your skin a few minutes to absorb, and only then, with a thin layer, you apply foundation. This is how you get the best results. Next thing on my list is actually also a bit related to winter, because moisturizing our face, skin, pretty much our whole body is very important in a cold climate. That's why I got these lip oils by Clarins. They are pretty neutral, even though, for example, this one, it appears really red. In fact, it's not. They are very, very transparent, but they call it lip oil, and it really feels like oil. it doesn't dry too quickly, it's not too sticky, so it gives a very nice feeling. And just a very light shade. I'll swatch all of them for you. So this one, I think this one is cherry. This one is 04. It's almost transparent. And actually, these oils, they smell, so if you don't like any perfume in your makeup, I think you should refrain from using it. But if you're okay with a little bit of smell, I do really like this. This one is, I think it's called Honey. It's number 1. Actually, it does give a little bit of yellowish shade. And these tints that really good to put on top of on top of your lipstick, or if you're not wearing anything, maybe just a pencil. It really gives a nice finished look to your lips. And the last one that I have is number 8. I think this one was Strawberry. It's not as intense as Cherry. I'll swatch them next to each other. The next thing will be especially useful for those who always struggle with the wings with the eyeliner. So this is Inglot brush that is extremely thin. I've never seen such a thin brush. I think they managed to get this effect because it's a synthetic brush, not natural bristle. So it can be extremely sharp and pointy. It almost looks like it's a knife. So for an eyeliner, it's a real treat. And I will show you the line that it can make. Again, I'll take my spatula, a little bit of the liner. Then it goes on a clean palette. Now I will take a little bit and let's take my arm here, my hand, and actually I think I can even go tinier, because, but if you give me a second, I just need to look. I'll go from a thin to a thicker line so you can see the difference. See how thin it can be? It's a miracle. It's especially if you don't have super large eyes. This is just fantastic. It's almost like a pen. Next thing I would like to show you is a lip brush by Charlotte Tilbury. This one is a bit on a more expensive side, so if it's a little bit out of your comfort zone, really don't bother. It's great, but it doesn't perform any miracles, so you can do just with your regular pencil. However, I just wanted this one for quite a long time, and I do not regret getting that. I used to have 2 of them. One is a nude one, the other one is more pinkish. The nude one I gave to my mom, so I'm left with only this one. Actually, it's a really soft pencil. It's not melting, which is important when you do lip makeup because it doesn't slide, but it doesn't scratch your lips, which is, which is pleasant. It really looks good and pretty natural on most of the lips that I tried. So if you are into lip pencils, I think this is something that can interest you. Well, and my favorite one I left to the very end. These are makeup brushes by Pedalium Tools. To be honest, I didn't buy them. My husband got them for me as a gift when I signed up for the beauty school. It was amazing. Honestly, I would never buy myself so many at once, but now I can see how amazing they are. They come in this very beautiful box. It's not a box, it's more like a panel that can stand perfectly. It looks like this. It's very, very stylish. It doesn't take much space, and it makes your brushes very organized. But the best part are the brushes themselves. Just look at them. They are so pretty. They are so nice to touch. The shape is a triangle, so the handle of the brush is triangle, so it's pretty convenient to hold. It's not slippery at all, and the blue color is just fantastic. Some of the brushes are white, some are classical brown. In my collection, I have both natural bristle and synthetical. Of course, each brush is designed for a specific use, and not just being pretty, they are extremely, extremely good at work. I know that brushes is a sensitive subject for most people, and some people believe that any brush is fine. Some are very particular about theirs. I'm somewhere in between. Honestly, these brushes I decided to keep for my personal use. I don't use them on my clients. Well, because they are a gift and they are so nice. I just don't want to share them with anyone. They work perfectly well, especially smaller brushes for the eyes. I'll show you my second one. There are a lot. So they have for a home use you don't need as many, but if you are more into a bit professional side, or you're just a crazy maniac who loves makeup like me, you can also enjoy it really well. So they have nice angled brushes, they have super big fluffy brushes for blending, they have more pointy ones for doing, smaller strokes. These two are for powder, for like bigger and smaller. They all feel so nice. I just every time I start touching them, I just cannot stop. They are fantastic. Again, they are a bit of a more expensive side, but already doing makeup for some time, I also do a lot of handmade things, and what I learned in my time of doing all those, your tools with which you work are almost as important as your skill. You can be a fantastic painter, but if you don't have good paints and brushes, your work will be damaged significantly. So, of course, it's a personal preference, but for me, investing into something like this is more important than, let's say, buying an expensive palette of eyeshadows. Eyeshadows, they are pretty much, I don't want to say everything is the same because everything is not the same, but it's not as critical as having a proper tool with which you work and which makes such a big impact on your work. Well, those were my favorite products of 2024. I hope you found something useful for yourself, and maybe I convinced you to start using the palette with a spatula. I'm sorry, I'm just a little bit obsessed with that. And of course, the brushes, I hope you like them too. If you have any suggestions or discoveries that you found this year, let me know and let other people know. It will be interesting to read. And I will see you in 2025.